Did anyone else notice that Hogwarts in the ice looks just like Elsa's ice castle in Frozen? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about a game that you may or may not have heard of called Hogwarts Mystery. I'm kidding, how have you not heard of it? If you haven't heard of it, where have you been living? Under a rock? No, but seriously, let's talk about this game and what I thought of it. And I'd love to hear what you guys think of it, so please comment down below once you've finished watching this. Go down to those comments. I want to know what you think of it. We're going to start off with the gameplay of this game. Now, the gameplay in this game it's a mobile game, so it's not going to be like super expansive or anything like that. It's just a click, click, click to go anywhere game. You don't even have your character move around a lot. You just click on things. It's energy based, so you need a certain amount of energy to do anything in this game. Even taking a break takes like 2 energy. How do you use energy to take a break? So yeah, it's very repetitive, it's not very engaging, there's no real action because even when you get to a point that's supposed to be action, you're just clicking something and you don't even see any animations come up. I can't spoil anything, but there is a part in this game where you may have to battle something and there's no animations. None. There's no animations for it. You just click, 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 and then that's it. They're still working on it, and I know there's going to be a lot of updates to this game, so fingers crossed something comes of that and we get more stuff, because that would be nice. One thing I have a gripe with is because this game is energy based and you need to buy gems in order to purchase more energy if your energy runs low. It means that basically if you can't afford to buy gems, which is totally understandable, who can? It means that you're just waiting and waiting to get more energy, and then you may forget what the plot actually is because you've been waiting so long to get through it. It's not very flowy because you have to keep stopping yourself between tasks. Maybe inside a task, like when you have to battle Devil's Snare in year 1, you could be like in the middle of that task and then you lose all your energy and then you get choked to death because you couldn't win because you need more energy. It's a catch-22, it's really annoying, and I know it's the only way they can really make money on this game, I get that, but why don't they just make this game a sandbox game? Like, I wouldn't mind if it was a sandbox game, make it like Lego Harry Potter or Lego Star Wars or Lego Indiana Jones, where you can literally move your little character around and find gems and then pay for things and pay for energy. Like maybe they could combine an energy game with a Lego type sandbox world game. I would not mind that at all, that would be so much fun. Another thing that may be a gripe for some people is if you like accessories and outfits and things for your characters in games. Well, a lot of them are hideous. Like, they're so ugly. So ugly. Like, they're so disgusting. And the only way to get nice, pretty outfits, or just nice outfits, or nice hairstyles, or anything that looks like a normal person would wear, the only way to get that is to pay money. Well, game coins, probably galleons, but if you don't accumulate those quickly enough and you want to get a hairstyle, can't afford it, again, it's just too much money. You could easily spend hundreds of pounds or dollars or whatever your currency is on this game. No lie, it's bad. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about the classes in this game. In the first year, the only classes that we take are flying lessons, charms, and potions. Do the Harry Potter fans amongst us see what's wrong already? Why are the other classes not in this game? It's really frustrating and it really threw me off the first time that I saw that. I was like, okay, maybe we're just gradually going to get the classes throughout the year, but no, there's literally 3 classes in the year. And after you've played a class once or twice, you've seen it all. It's very repetitive animations, the quotes, the dialogue that comes up, very repetitive. You've seen it once, you've seen it a billion times, and that makes for a very boring gameplay for the classes. Now, I will say the first time around, you're like, this is so cool, this is so cool, and you will learn more spells, but the classes themselves are pretty much the same in every time you play them, and then you just learn a new spell, shape, gesture at the end, and you're just like, well, I just wasted so much energy on something, and you just end up just clicking just to get through it. And then the experience of being in a class at Hogwarts that should be super exciting for everyone is just not. And I just think that classes could be so much better. My favourite class, I've played up to year 3. My favourite class is probably Transfiguration now. That Transfiguration comes in year 2, and Herbology comes in year 3. I only had like 2 Herbology classes so far, they're really cool. But again, because we're doing it constantly and it's the same thing, you will get bored. I really think that classes are boring. And the thing is, to gain points on your courage, empathy, or knowledge, you just need to keep going to classes to gain those points. You can gain the points in story mode, but because you may not be getting to story mode because of the energy levels, you just have to keep playing classes, and the more classes you go to as well, the more house points you get. So there's that. That really counts towards house points, and if you want house points, you better be going to those lessons and being bored out of your mind. I just want to talk about the main character in this story. Okay, so my main characters, I have 2, but I've played one way more than the other. I have played mostly as my little girl Adeline Moreau, and the main character's storyline is quite interesting, and I think the main character seems like they'll develop a little bit. Each year they seem a little bit more mature. I can't say too much because it all depends on your choices and the choices you make as a character. If you want to be bratty about things, you can. If you want to sass the teachers, you can. But I personally going for the more empathetic, smart, bookworm approach, so I'm less brash, courageous, say what I think, and more like, oh well, I'm going to butter up the teachers a little so that I can get house points for Ravenclaw. Because I feel like that's what I do in real life, and Adeline's basically me, so yeah. So it does depend, your personality type for this main character does depend on how you play them. But I will say that I really think that the storyline of the brother is so interesting. I'm definitely intrigued by the mystery, but not so much the mystery of the cursed vaults, more the mystery of him. Why did he go looking for them? Why did he become obsessed with them? What sort of student was he? I gathered that the Ravenclaws, or whatever house you had your main character in, I gather that they're not really fond of him. He was a troublemaker. And I just want to know more about him. Is he really on somebody's side? I won't say whose. But what's going on with the brother? That's more intriguing to me than what's in the first vault, because quite frankly, I don't really care that much at the moment. I really am just worried about my brother. One gripe I have with this game is that the main character is a pureblood as far as I know, but they seem to have no clue about anything in the wizarding world. Like, they didn't know much at all about a lot of things that a pureblood would probably know about, and I just feel like Rowan is used a lot as exposition, but this girl should know these things. Like, I don't even think that the main character knows who Ollivander is. I don't know, I can't remember exactly, but it just seems like for a pureblood or someone who's grown up around wizards, they're very naive, and I just find it a bit, like, bad writing. If you're gonna do it, maybe make them a muggle born, or make them half-blood like Harry with parents that, you know, live more in the muggle world, because then the exposition makes sense. This is the part that I've really wanted to talk about the most, the characters. The side characters are varied to me, and I will go through them each individually and tell you my thoughts on them. Starting off with the characters of this game. Rowan Connor. Okay. Rowan is either a male or a female character depending on the gender of your character. So Rowan for me is a girl, and she's also a Ravenclaw like my character. At the start I thought she was quite cute. I guess she's very over enthusiastic about everything, you know, she's very bookish, very wordy sort of nerd, I guess. And I was a little bit like, oh, okay, sweet. She's very weird, like Rowan is kind of strange. But then I just thought that her dialogue seemed very forced, and she seems like a walking stereotype more than an actual character, especially in first year. She is just the bookworm who knows stuff, and that kind of annoys me. But as the years go by and she's relaxing more and slowly going into her teenage years, I think maybe she's a little less stereotypical and her language isn't quite as verbose and crazy and just like, what are you even talking about, Rowan? She's starting to mellow, I suppose. But yeah, at the start, Rowan seemed sweet, and then it grated on me, and now I'm back to quite liking her. I like what she adds to the game, like she knows so much, so she is exposition for the character, the main character, but sometimes she's a bit crazy and obsessive about a certain red-headed member of a certain big family. She's obsessed with that person. It's mad. It's cute, because she's got a crush, but it's mad. Don't make me do this one. Please. Don't make me do this one. Ben Copper. What an idiot. I had to say it, he's incredibly cowardly. I know what they were going for. They were trying to make a new Neville Longbottom who was a bit unsure of himself at the start, but then, you know, turned into some crazy hero who, like, cut off a snake's head. But it doesn't work, mostly because Neville had no problem being at Hogwarts at the start. Yeah, he was a bit insecure because he thought he might have been a squib, but Ben just takes it way too far. He's just like, oh, I'm afraid of my own shadow, I'm afraid of vampires, I'm afraid of werewolves, I'm afraid of everything. And I'm just like, mate, chill out. Half of those things are never going to get to you at Hogwarts. Like, what is your problem? I swear it feels like they're trying to make him a love interest for the character because he's so clingy towards the main character. And he constantly needs reassurance, and I know everyone in the game kind of does, because even Rowan does at some points, but it doesn't seem like... I feel like she'd still help out if she didn't have the reassurance. Ben is just like, I don't even want to be at Hogwarts, are you sure I should be here, blah blah blah, and I'm like, fine, leave, go. You don't want to be there, someone else can have the spot. I just... ugh. Ben. I will say he's a little less annoying in book 2, or year 2, sorry, but that's probably because he's not around as much. But please don't make him a love interest, I beg you guys. Please. I can't deal with that. Also, something about Ben that I find weird is that his specialty, all the characters have specialties in order to help the main character with the Cursed Vault, but his specialty is charms, and I'm like, isn't that pretty pointless, because it says in the game that our character is very good at charms, and honestly, why do we need Ben if he's gonna be afraid anyway? Like, I just don't see the point of him at the moment, because our character is very good at charms, and Flitwick says so, everybody says so, so I'm not really sure what the point is of him being there, but perhaps there will be a point, and I think he might be a bit more interesting than I'm giving him credit for right now. Penny Haywood! Oh my gosh, I don't even know if this heart is a heart, but Penny Haywood. She's beautiful. She looks like a little angel, and she's so genuinely nice, and she has the most genuine dialogue out of all, well, nearly all of the characters. Her dialogue is just so sweet, and she just seems like one of those people that you would just get along with. She's not trying to be too friendly, she's not trying to be pushy with anything. She's just like, hey, you seem cool, I like you, let's talk whenever we can, and I'll help you with potions. She's a bit flirty too, actually. She seems to be flirting with the main character. I don't know if she flirts with them when they're a guy, I assume so, because the dialogue's going to be the same. But I just really like Penny. She's really funny. She's witty. She's funny. She's cool. And her hair is hair goals. So yeah, I love Penny. There's not much else to say about her. I believe that she's useful to the group because we don't have a potion maker. Like, my character so far has not really had to use a potion except in dueling. So Penny's definitely useful and definitely in book 2 in the end. Marula Snide. I love her. I love Marula. She's terrible. She's like such a horrible person. Just straight away, you just don't like her, but I can sense a vulnerability in this character that they're gonna expand on. She's definitely insecure. She clearly wants to be more like the main character. She's got this crazy obsession with being the best that borders on being obsessive, and I think that her family are pretty messed up. I'd love to find out more about her family, about her life. There's possibly some dark secrets that may or may not be true within this, that her parents went to Azkaban and could be on the side of the Death Eaters. And I'm just really intrigued by Marula. I love the dynamic that the main character and the main character and Marula have in year 2, because they're kind of working together and they seem to have this mutual respect but still don't like each other, and I really love that dynamic because it's a bit like Malfoy and Harry, except a little bit more amicable. I feel like Marilla doesn't really hate her at all. I don't think she hates her. If anything, I think she really admires her or him, the main character, you know what I mean. So I love that. More Marilla, please. I think she's a fan favourite anyway, so yes. Also, I love the pun in her name. Her name is Snide. I mean, come on, her surname is Snide. I have a few other random things that I would like to just say. One of them being that Snape is nearly perfectly written. He's very witty and so dry, and he just takes points from people, and a lot of points at that. So you really have to kind of be very smart with the way you approach Snape if you want house points, because you cannot annoy him at all. The only thing I would say about Snape is he gave me 20 points to Ravenclaw. Like, would he do that? Would he actually do that? I just don't think he would. I think no matter what you did to impress him, he wouldn't give you house points. Another thing that I would like to point out is that it was really nice to hear Maggie Smith voicing McGonagall at the start of this game. I was dead. I was emotionally dead because I was just like, it's Maggie, she's back, she's here. They don't do much of a voice acting in the game. I mean, Warwick Davis as Flitwick does a few spell lines, just like saying Lumos or saying Wingardium Leviosa. He doesn't do too much. You've got Gemma Jones, who played Madame Pince. I don't know if they ever got Miriam Margolyes to do Professor Sprout. I hope so. But we do know that Michael Gambon, Matt Smith, Gemma Jones, and Warwick Davis definitely have voice acting in this. Michael Gambon does quite a bit actually. Every time you end a quest or a chapter, he will just say a little line, and it's really cute. I'm like, it's Dumbledore! So that's really nice. I have one gripe here. Hagrid is terribly written. Like, there's just a part of this where it's a quest for him, and I'm just like, you're hurrying this girl to make a really dangerous potion that she shouldn't even be making in her second year. You're telling her to hurry up, and then you're forcing her to go find the ingredients for you. Like, would Hagrid ever do that? And then Hagrid asks her to use the potion on herself. Like, he's not even gonna use it. It's gonna be her. And Hagrid, no. Ravenclaw Prefect Chester, is horrible. Like, he's so stuck up, and he just keeps being so mean about this character who's trying her best to get house points and do the right thing. And he's always like, you're doing the wrong thing. You're doing the wrong thing. Oh, you're just like your brother. You're going to ruin Ravenclaw's reputation. So, yeah. I do like him though because he's cute, but other than that, Chester is annoying. Very. The friendships in this game are basically based on figuring out the character and giving the correct response to them that will make them do what you want them to do. I don't really appreciate that because it makes the friendship seem really ingenuine, and the only friendship I feel is genuine, properly genuine, is Penny and the main character, because it just feels like all you're doing is reassuring people so that you can get them to do what you want. And at some points it even says stuff like that in it, and that's not right. That is not what Harry Potter's about. It never was and it never will be. Dueling is the best part of this game. I really enjoy how it's so unpredictable, and you really have to, I mean, you can kind of guess what the other person's strategy will be, but it is completely chance, and I really like that. The only thing I don't like about it is that if you lose a duel, you can just keep going until you win a duel, and I feel like that just, I don't know. I know they want you to so that you can say that you beat these characters and stuff, but if you genuinely didn't beat them, I don't know if it's good to keep doing it over and over again until you win. But I really enjoy dueling, and I think that it's probably the best part of the game. And that is it for my thoughts on Hogwarts Mystery. I'm sorry if this rambled or was completely incoherent. I just really wanted to get my thoughts out there, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you think of this game, so please, again, comment down below what you thought. Give this a thumbs up if you really enjoyed it, and don't forget to share with your friends if you liked it, and hit that subscribe button for more Harry Potter themed videos, which there will be, and I will see you next time, guys. Goodbye.